told that George Garcia Arce will not make it to the grid. They're going to leave that gap open. Garcia Arce in the number 10, a no-starter here. What a horrible weekend for him. Field set out at turn number 13. We're underway, folks. Green, green, green. Right at it here for USF Pro 2000. And they'll make the big run down into turn number 1. 2, 3 wide, a little bit further back. 3 is tough. 2's even difficult coming through that corner. One driver dropping a wheel, not too bad. One well further back there. Here's the big run to the inside. Listen, they're going to be going at him quickly. That is Jacob Douglas trying to go after his teammate, Max Garcia. Max has dominated the action here. I'm waiting for one of these drivers to step up on an opening lap and literally send it to the inside to try to put him back a couple of spots, because it's got to be just tough on a driver's psyche to get trounced as they have a little bit here. Been big racing for Max Garcia. He has been the man to beat. Douglas is right there. Mossman slots into the 3rd spot as well. Douglas knows he needs to get another victory here as well. He got a first one at Indianapolis. He needs to get back up into it.
Is that Matt Clark up into 3rd?
Let's have a look as they come back through. Matt Clark, as we said, started in the 6th spot. You know he was going to be on the throttle coming forward. I'll tell you, Matt Clark is definitely a monster on the starts. John, great pickup on that. He's able to get himself up potentially into the 3rd spot. He gets by Frankie Mossman. So great start for Matt Clark, a driver who's had a ton of podium finishes on the season so far. Tough one in race number 1 for him after contact with the Tullio in turn 5. Look at that gaggle of cars further back there as well. A couple of those turn 3s, and one has gone around. That might have been Manson. One driver heading to pit lane as well. Looks like a missing front wing on that car as they come in. Indeed, that is Nicholas Montiero, has lost a front wing. Manson, I believe, going around over in turn number 12. No, it's a 22 indeed of Nicholas Montiero into pit lane. And again, Manson coming in as well in the TJ Speed Motorsports number 28. He went around over in turn number 12. So a little bit of action here at the end of the opening circuit.
I think he's got a flat right rear.
I was just going to say that
left front's up in the air.
That left front's not touching at all. And it might even be damaged, John. If you have a little look there, there's a lot of smoke there too. I think it could be suspension damage. So it might not have been a spin, maybe some contact actually for Manson down into turn number 12.
I think the missing front wing on Montiero might have something to do with it. That's just a guess.
We'll just throw that out there.
Throw that out there for your
your assumptions, maybe.
Yes, whatever. Yeah.
Garcia, though, out to the lead again. This is the key here. Does anybody have anything for him this time? He's pulled away significantly again. I'm telling you, I've seen so many races here. John, you have as well. When you have a driver like Max Garcia that has that kind of confidence, you cannot let him get away on the opening lap. You have to attack, whether it's up the inside of turn number 2. You have to send it from deep in turn number 4. If you let a driver like this get away, you almost punch the ticket. Right now, Garcia, 1.3 seconds out after 2 laps. And he has got nobody to challenge him right now. Trouble for Joey Brienza as well. That's front wing damage for him as he comes across the line further back. And I think that might have been at the very start. There was one driver who was further back, and I think that may have been Brienza, who started in the 13th position. Wing damage for him. I'm assuming he'll drive around either until he's told to come in, potentially hoping for a yellow flag, right? Get it in there and get that wing replaced. Montiero back into pit lane again. They have not changed the wing yet. I wonder if this potentially might have been a drive-through, or regardless, Montiero's going to come to his spot, so he's fallen down the order. Garcia Arce, no starter. Manson came into pit lane. Montiero as well. Brands has got issues with the front wing, and it's a 1.3 second lead for Max Garcia. Jacob Douglas ran second, Clark third, Mossman fourth. Trying to leverage that strategy call to put fresh tires on in qualifying, or rather in the heat race, in the first race, to move his way up. John, we don't see that at a lot of racetracks, but sometimes we do when a driver says, hey, listen, I'm going to give up this race. I'm going to throw some rubber on, see if I can improve. And for Frankie, it worked impressively, obviously. Get himself up into P3 at the start. He's potentially looking at a top 5 finish. Right now, coming into this race, Frankie Mossman 13th in points. He's not there in the championship fight. I know he's trying to potentially put together a ride for Indy next in 2026. So, again, best to get running up front, have a clean race, and potentially come away with a podium.
Max Taylor is the man on the move. He got around to Tullio on that last lap, and now he's all over the back of Ariel Elkin to try to get into the top 5.
Here comes Joey Brienza in that number 91. The wing, just a little bit askew there. They've broken off one of the posts. They'll put a new one on that machine. you're always worried when that happens that it could break, come underneath the car. You find yourself off the racetrack. The damage would be much worse if you end up in the barriers or the arm coast somewhere. So they'll get that new wing put on and hopefully see if they can't keep him on the lead lap. Not sure whether that's going to happen as the field working its way now down through 7, 8, and 9. It takes a bit of time to get that wing put on. They're on it as quick as they can right now. Hopefully, again, we're hoping for a yellow for Joey. He had a great run up into the top 10, as we had said, in race number 1. Not going to happen here as the field's going to work its way out of turn number 13 now. Here comes Garcia. So Brienza's going to go down a lap. Douglas runs in second, Clark third, Mossman fourth, Elkin, Taylor, DeTulio. Michael Costello runs in 8th spot. 9th is Tyke Durst. And Nick Jilks up into the top 10. I like this for Nick. Going to be running Toronto as well. He's an Ontario driver, so it'll be a hometown race for Nick. Look at this shot here. That is Max Taylor trying the outside of Ariel Elkin. Taylor getting at it, throwing it. And I like the send around the outside because you're going to get a good run there. You pinched him down, so potentially he's not able to get the exit he wanted. So watch for Taylor to try to take advantage of it here. And indeed, they're going to go side by side. Taylor's going to still try the outside. Not enough. But that was a veteran move for Taylor. He wasn't there, didn't have it done. But he may lose a spot here for DeTulio. No, DeTulio tried to run it down the bottom. He needed to be around a little more.
Costello and Durst right there as well. That's a great battle.
The thing about this, John, is you're on the outside coming through 5. Hey, I'll have the advantage getting down to 6th. But when you're on the outside of turn number 5, there's not a ton of grip out there. Remember, that's not the racetrack. You want to be down on the apex. When you're out there, you're pedaling, trying to find grip, get up on the curbing on the exit. You need to be almost around the guy to get him down to the bottom of the hill there. Frankie Mossman up on the wheel, trying to close up on Matt Clark. Both those drivers turning 1:18.6s, 0.3 of a second off that of Garcia. Although Clark closing up on Douglas again. Matt Clark looking for another podium finish. He has a ton of them already this season, but he's also had a couple of rough races. That's the thing. Those 2 DNFs finishing tail of the field at NOLA Motorsports Park really hurt Matt Clark, but is a talented young Canadian driver, and I think, America looks for talented Americans. The Aussies love to cheer for the next Aussie or the next Kiwi driver who's coming up. Canada's been looking for that next driver to come into the NTT IndyCar Series, and if it's going to be anybody, right now you're looking at Matt Clark because this is a fantastic driver. Matt not only fantastic in the car, John, but he is absolutely stellar outside the car as well. He's professional from start to finish. So again, Mac is going to be working his way. Hopefully, potentially, I'm sure he's wanting to get the Indy next in 2026 as well, try to put a program together. But his first year with Exclusive Autosport and has delivered. The amount of podiums that he's been able to rack up is only rivaled by Max Garcia. Garcia's lead was 2.1 last time by. This kid, I'm telling you put him out front, the bit in his teeth. He doesn't make mistakes, folks. I'm telling you this, if you're watching around the racetrack right now, you enjoyed everything that we have with Indy Next and IndyCar today, you're sitting on the fence, you got a cold beer, whatever it may be around this racetrack, you're camping here, you're relaxing for the weekend. These are the drivers that you're going to be cheering for the next couple of years. Remember this name, Max Garcia, because last year, the USF 2000 Championship, when he won the title, he finished every lap of the year, did not have one DNF. That's what's going on right now. He's going on 2 years without having a DNF, and he's not finished outside the top 5 this year either. 5 wins on the season for Max Garcia, a special talent right now, and you're seeing it now. Once he gets out front, he just puts his head down. Pabst Racing continues to give him a great car, as they have for Jacob Douglas here as well. Pabst Racing, Max Garcia, Jacob Douglas, they are looking good out front here right now, although we're only 7 laps or 6 laps into a 30-lap contest.
Yeah, lots of racing left to go, but Max has already set the fast lap of the race, starting from the pole, so he's already locked up 2 of the 3 bonus points.
I recalculated it. His point total, his target now is 436 points. He's sitting at 351. That's all he is going to need is those 85 points to get him locked out the championship. But it's going to be even less if he sweeps here. The guys behind him needed those 33 points to be able to get it done. So it's going to be an opportunity for him to be able to win the championship at Toronto. Normally we go all the way down to Portland, but when you got a driver that's had this kind of a dominant season, and it's not even just the wins. We're talking about, we've had 13 rounds. He's won 8 and won 5, but he didn't win 8, but he was on the podium or in the top 5. it's tough to beat a driver who's that consistent.
Yeah, like I say, if he's, hasn't finished below 5th all season long and has completed every lap, he is going to be almost impossible to beat.
And I want to say last year, and it's just off the top of my head, I think his average finish was something in the 3s, 3.3, 3.4. I'll go back and look at that and have it for the next race. And I know I had it in my other notes, but just the average finish is what a lot of these drivers look at. If I have a bad race, if I get a couple of wins, this is the average finish of what Max did last year in USF 2000. And again, or what Lockie did last year here in the USF Pro 2000 category. This kid is just resetting the bar here right now with all those finishes inside the top 5. 2.5 seconds to lead after 7 laps. But again, as I said, this is a long race. This isn't just like a sprint race you see in juniors in USF 2000. This is 30 laps for these guys, and they've really got to run it through it. And again, is everybody on fresh tires when they started the race? You're going to get some tire deg for sure after 30 laps. Who's got the car and the physical agility as well to be able to run at the tip-top 100% throughout the entire race? As you start to tire, that's when you start to think about making mistakes. You drop a wheel, you don't hit that apex. Again, John, we talked about the fact that you miss an apex and have some trouble coming through turn number 2, the keyhole, and you're down the hill and you're still wheeling it, you could be off the racetrack pretty easily.
Oh, exactly.
A lot of corners here.
And this is their second race of the day. So,
yep.
I mean, it was just about as hot for their first race as it is now, maybe a little hotter now. But, these guys, we understand we have the 4-car of Nick Jilks off.
Yeah, he is stopped in turn number 8, John. Yeah, right on the inside. Now, I don't know that we would throw. I don't know that we'd throw a full course there. Hard to get to there at speed.
Yeah.
But you can't leave. You don't want to leave the driver sitting in the car for the entire time either, right? So full course yellow. That 3-second lead that Max Garcia had is gone. He was able to run away at the start. Can you do the same thing at a restart? Garcia, Douglas, Clark, Mossman, Elk in the top 5. Taylor, DeTulio, Costello, Durst, and Becklin, the top 10. So indeed, Nick Jilks, who was running in the 11th position, tough to see him go off. I would like to see him got that full duration run for Jay Howard Driver Development and get as many laps as possible in this race car. But pulling over there feels to me like just some kind of a mechanical, right? He did his best to try to get out of the way.
Yeah.
And got very close to doing that, but obviously dead stick coming up over top of turn number 7, pulled the car to driver's right. Yeah, there's not going to be much for them to get this back rolling. They're going to roll him off somewhere safe, or potentially put him on the hook and bring him all the way back. They're not going to flat tow him. They'll put him on the hook likely and bring him back. So with a mechanical like that, something wrong with the race car. 100%, they're not going to put him back on track to get him to drive back to pit lane. So it may just be off the side of the racetrack, somewhere in a safer area.
There's a break in the guardrail right there where he is, so he pulled off in a good spot. So if that's their intent, they should be able to stuff him back there, and we can get back to green here pretty quickly.
So Max Garcia had a 3-second lead that evaporates very quickly. Remember, George Garcia Arce, we'll go through the kind of the tail of the field. Garcia Arce did not make the start. Sebastian Manson in the number 28 had that issue in turn number 5. He is out after 5 laps with damage to the car. Nick Jilks now is out as well. Nick Montiero came in and put the wing on, but he went down a lap, as did Joey Brienza, the same, having to replace a front wing. So both those drivers now down a lap, running in 14th and 15th. So I'm being told by race control that they potentially were going to leave him there, but I think he got out of the race car. So getting out of the race car, they elected to go full course yellow. So indeed, interesting there for the call in from race control. Nonetheless, we've got a full course yellow, and we'll put a couple laps here behind the Honda Civic Type R pace car that we have here this weekend.
We're only a third of the way through this race, so we got lots of racing still left to go. I'm guessing Matt Clark is probably liking this. They give him a chance to, after that great start. I mean, he started back in, finished 10th in the race earlier today, and
started 6th.
So he's already up 3 spots, and I'm sure he would love to make that more.
Frankie Mossman behind him. One of the things to think about for Frankie is that the tires he's running were his obviously fresh set that he ran at the end of the race to get the fast laps. So those tires are not brand new. They're going to start going away a little bit at the end. Yeah, they've indeed put the car of Jilks on the hook. They'll bring him back.
Yeah, they made the decision to go around one more time, so he'll have time to get that car into the boneyard.
Exactly that.
Before we get the restart on the next lap, hopefully.
So we expect to go back to green flag racing when they come back around. Garcia with the lead, Douglas second, Clark, Mossman, and Elkin. DeTulio, Costello, Durst, Becklin in 8th, 9th, and 10th. Carson Eder, who started 17th, is up into the 11th spot. Brady Golan is in 12th. He started 15th. Logan Adams started dead last in 18th. He's +5. Adams now up into 13th spot. And then, of course, Brienza and Montiero laps down, as we know. Back at it again first thing tomorrow morning. As well, not first thing. I think we're 8:35, 8 something like that.
It's first
morning.
thing. Yeah, it's the first session of the day.
We'll call it. Well, I don't call it first thing. Sometimes we're here at 6 o'clock. That's first thing.
Yeah.
Although today was interesting. I was able to come in and hear the delightful sounds of the guys from IndyCar Radio because Indy Next was first.
Yeah.
Normally, we're the ones that are out there. I call us the dew sweepers sometimes, out there cleaning off the racetrack when the moisture's out there in a fall day.
Right.
But Indy Next was able to get it on track there, and I think that's going to be a great race as well. And it's funny looking back. I saw on social media that Jack Harvey, who obviously works for Fox now as one of their pit lane reporters, won a couple of races here.
Yeah.
When he was in the Indy Light Series. Indy Next swept the weekend for Sam Schmidt Motorsports.
Getting ready for the restart.
Let's get back at it, folks. Again, it'll be 19 laps remaining when we come around. Lap 11 will get clicked off. See what Max Garcia looks like on the restart here. Jacob Douglas, his teammate. That's the one thing about it. You know, Douglas wants the win, but I'll tell you this right now. Augie Paps will say, if we're running 1-2, we're going to finish 1-2. The last thing we want is to have an issue that takes out a couple of our cars and causes a bunch of damage. Mossman, Elkin up on the wheel. They're going to see if they can't take a run. Mossman's going to look to the inside on Clark. That's going to give Clark a chance to stretch away, though. You have that little look to the inside. You just have to give up a bit. So as they run up here, let's see if there's anything here from Jacob Douglas. You'd have to think Douglas would have to push hard to potentially get Garcia to flinch. No need for Garcia to fight it off, although he would want the win, but no need to fight it if your teammate's going to make the big push. But he's nowhere close. This Garcia has been a beast. And again, taking full advantage, John, of the open racetrack. He has no issues. There's no aero wash at all for him. He's able to get through turn number 2 so cleanly.
Elkin and Max Taylor going side by side.
Yeah, indeed. Taylor, get an opportunity for him to get back at it, right?
Yep.
Get up on the wheel, see if he can't find a way by Elkin again. Frankie Mossman continues to try on Matt Clark. Had a look to the inside of turn 6. That normally doesn't work unless you're alongside coming down the hill. Putting a lot of pressure on him right now. Frankie Mossman trying to get himself onto the box here. Putting the pressure on Clark. This has allowed Garcia and Douglas to pull away. Clark may have wanted to potentially challenge, but now it's going to be Elkin putting the moves on Mossman. Oh, one driver dropping a wheel coming through turn 11. That's easy to do. Just a little wide over that blind left-hander. Able to hold on to it, though. That's a bunch of those turn 3 cars. They are cycled around Carson Eder. Eder digging.
DeTulio dropped a wheel off here, coming onto the front straightaway.
All right,
I think Costello got a run on him.
So that's Becklin, Durst, Eder, and Golan running all around each other. I think Golan may have got around Carson there for the 11th spot, holding him on the outside, but the exclusive Autosport driver surrounded by a sea of white and blue. Now he's got Logan Adams right behind him as well. Everybody's still up there fighting. Brienza and Montiero. Might as well fight it out. You're a lap down, but let's keep racing here. Sebastian Manson there as well. Again, those drivers are a couple laps down to the tail of the field. Might as well keep racing. That's what this is about. It's about driver development. Figure out how to pass to the inside down here in the newly reconfigured turn number 4. Get that figured out. That's the tail of the field there with Brienza, Montiero, and Manson. Looks like Clark may have finally built himself a little bit of breathing room. Yeah, a couple of car lengths for sure. And Mossman's actually done a good job holding off Elkin. I more expected Elkin might have been more aggressive there, trying to get himself back into position. Yeah. In the championship chase, John, Garcia leads, Elkin second, Clark third, DeTulio fourth. DeTulio only 4 points behind Clark. Clark about 13 behind Elkin now for P2.
Mossman gets a great run down through Thunder Valley and up through the carousel turn. By the time they get onto the front straightaway here in front of us, he is right on the tail of Matt Clark. But then Max Carr seems to be a little better on the straights, and he's able to open it back up again. Maybe he's got it trimmed out, maybe a little more, and Mossman's got a little more wing on the back of the car. Just a guess.
Yeah, again, that would be the first thing you'd go to, right? If you got a car that's a driver's maybe a little better in the tight stuff, able to kind of get through in the corners, but doesn't quite have that long, that speed on the long straightaway, easily the first thing you think about is the wing angle. Have you got that wing dialed into the car so you're going to get that extra grip of the downforce? Or is it trimmed out to go down the straightaway? A lot of tracks with longer straightaways. You think about that, but the same thing here. If you think you've got a car that's got great mechanical grip, trim that thing out as long as your driver's comfortable with maybe a little bit loose car coming through the tighter stuff. Again, there's some good fighting further back. I love this battle at the back here as well. Good stuff. I want to say that's Golan, Adams, Montiero, Brienza, I think all in the middle of that scrap there. Again, not even to the halfway point here. So I love the fact that this is a challenge, especially with the temperature the way it is. Listen, I was getting hot when I was out there. I know the fans are pretty heated. You think about these drivers bolted into these race cars right now. They're as warm as anyone, and it is tough for all these drivers to keep digging.
They're on the radio. How many more laps? How many more laps?
Well, listen, halfway? What do you mean halfway?
I feel like I've been out here forever.
Another driver in the pit lane again here. Sebastian Manson bringing that machine back in, the TJ Speed machine in. He is 16th. Again, he's 3 laps down from the guys even in front of him. He's 4 laps down in total, so no need to scrap it out. Becklin, I think it's Becklin, Durst, Golan, and then Eder. Actually, in front of them, I believe, might be Montiero, then Eder. Or Montiero right behind Eder. He's, again, a lap down here, so not getting in the way of the fight. Drivers all settling in now. We'll see what kind of tire degradation we get throughout the second half of this race. And that's one of the things, again, when you're following so closely behind a driver and you don't have that front grip on the wing, and the car has this, corner after corner, lap after lap, mid-corner understeer, you're just abusing those front tires. Yeah. And the more you abuse them, the harder it is to hold the corner. Coming through here, you're going to watch drivers make a little bit wider corner, diamond off the carousel, because you just don't have that front grip you had at the start.
Yep. And it's like a perpetual motion machine. It gets worse. The closer you run, the more you burn off the front tires, and then it's harder to run closer. And it's just, it's like a dragon chasing its tail. It's tough.
You're always putting more wheel into it. Unless you're the driver out front who's never had to deal with any aero wash all weekend long.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's Max Garcia. Out of the gate, trying to get yet another win. It would be his 6th win of the season. And Garcia trying to put his stamp, already has, let's be real, put his stamp on this USF Pro 2000 championship, but trying to lock this thing down. 436 points is the point total he needs to get to right now. And again, at 351 points, he's only, as we said, 85 points away. It's not that much for this kid to be able to get this thing done already. So he is digging hard, trying to work his way forward. And again, going to put another 33 points up, so he's just going to get it closer and closer right now. As he's now, once he comes across to get the checker flag, the halfway point here, or the next flag, now he's got the most laps led already. He started on the pole position. There's 2 bonus points. He has the fast lap of the race already as well, so lining himself up for potentially 33 points. Again, the thing I always like to point out, we talk a lot, John, about our scholarships. That's one of the big part of our program, that we pass out over, $1.48 million at our banquets. The champion in this category at the scholarship worth almost $595,000. That's a big chunk of the budget that you're going to take to Indy Next in 2026. But there are other championships around the world that are focused just on driver development. We're the only ones that offer this big, massive scholarship. So the drivers behind, if you don't get the scholarships, you still get the development, which is really what it's all about. I don't care where you're running around the world. The scholarships is a fantastic prize in the USF Pro Championships. But drivers finishing 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, those are the drivers who have learned and showed what they have to move to the next level. And that's what this is really all about. Stacking on everything, all the horsepower, all the braking, all the next levels of the technical side of motorsports, the speed, the braking, so that the driver's going to get better and better. And that's what we want. We want these kids to be good. We want them to go to IndyCar, but our primary deal is to try to get them into Indy Next. That's kind of the key. Yeah. We want them to go to Indy Next to be successful when they get there. Garcia up by 2.2 seconds, and no doubt he is next ready.
Yeah.
And I'd say that probably about the top 5 or 6 guys in this field too. And let's keep going, to be honest. Garcia next ready. Jacob Douglas could probably get the job done as well. I'd love to see him back in USF Pro 2000 again next year. He's already a winner on the program. I'd love to see him try to win a bunch of races here for Pabst Racing. We know what they have. He knows what he has. He is a tremendously talented driver, 6th place in points. There actually are only 6 drivers in mathematical contention. Now, of course, Jacob and the guys back, everybody's actually pretty much out of contention to a certain extent. But drivers like Matt Clark, his second year in this USF Pro 2000 category, he is next ready, 100% ready to go. Ariel Elkin, I think, has shown that as well. He could go to Indy Next Racing in 2026. 3 wins on the season already. He's a beast in this race car. Max Taylor, we know, is going next. He's already shown it. Here's a guy right now who's running P6 on the racetrack. He was top 10 in next at Barber Motorsports Park, and he's going to run, I believe he's running Iowa. So there's a bunch of races he's going to run this year, like Evagoras Papasavas doing a partial schedule. These kids are ready to go. We've got them ready for Indy Next in 2026.
Yeah, Papasavas is a perfect example. There aren't enough seats.
Yeah.
He's a part-time, driver because there just aren't enough seats available. So.
Again, 17 laps down, 13 to go. This race here, USF Pro 2000, will cap off our action here for the day. The on-track action, they're going to back at it first thing tomorrow morning with USF 2000 to cap off their triple header. A couple of winners on the weekend so far, Caleb Gaffera and Jack Jeffers splitting the victories here in USF 2000 thus far. We'll see whether or not we get a 3rd winner on the season or on the race weekend. Could be Teddy Masella. He looked really good as well. Thomas Schragg's going to have a chance to come back and right the wrongs from race number 2. So we'll see what happens in the race tomorrow morning. And then from there, we're really into the stretch run after that. USF Juniors will be looking forward to their race at Road America with Grid Life. We'll head north of the border to Toronto with IndyCar for USF 2000 and USF Pro 2000. And it all comes down to the finale at Portland International Raceway midway through August.
Only 2 drivers lapping in the 17s. Max Garcia is one. The other one is Ariel Elkin. So watch for him and the closing laps here. We've still got 10, 11 laps to go. And I think Elkin has got his eyes on the cars in front. He's about a second behind Frankie Mossman in the battle for 4th.
That's key. Let's see what he can do here. Again, you're a second back. That's when I think you start kind of feeling that aero wash in some of the corners. We've seen a number of drivers close up from 2 seconds back, but once they hit that wall of being a second, a little less than a second back, that's when you're starting to get that issue coming through, and maybe even a little less than that coming through some of these tough corners. Max Garcia has not put a wheel wrong all weekend. First, second, and third across the line. There's Clark. Frankie Mossman looking to capitalize on that strategy call in race number 1 to put tires on to improve his qualifying time. And I said this before, top 7 drivers on the grid, all using their fast time from the race, as they went quicker in the race than they did the second fastest lap in qualifying. There's Elkin, Taylor as well, DeTulio, Costello, Becklin. Been a good weekend for Cooper Becklin as well. Let's throw it out for Coop. He has had a strong weekend here, really kind of stepped things up. He's 9th place in points, has had a couple of good runs. He was on the podium in Indianapolis and had a great run there, but he really has started to settle in to be one of those guys that we expect to see in the top 10 on a regular basis. Look at this fight further back here. That is DeTulio scrapping it out with Michael Costello, the Pabst Racing driver, up on the wheel as well. Behind them is Becklin. He's waiting to get into the fight, hoping they go wheel to wheel a little bit. But yeah, Costello had a big run down the straightaway to challenge into turn number 4. Otherwise, the driver's holding station. Not a lot of action on the racetrack here. It happens a lot depending on the category and the track itself. We haven't seen any more mid-race or late-race yellows that could potentially stack things back up again. Being told a car was off in turn number 6, but has continued. So someone having trouble at the bottom of the hill, coming down through 5 into 6, but being told that driver did continue. And again, John, that's what we've said this a couple times. I don't care where you are on the racetrack. It's easy to make a mistake here. You're trying to hit your marks. There's that battle again. Let's go back to here. Costello is all over DeTulio. Michael Costello trying to throw it at DeTulio here. And he's lined up nicely. He kept him pinched down on the exit. Does Costello have anything for him? Are we seeing full send? Oh, big cover down to the bottom. Oh, they're both going way down to the bottom of the racetrack. Yeah, to the inside comes Costello. Book it. He's through. Costello takes over the spot. And John, they were all the way driver's right coming down into the braking zone of turn 4.
Yeah, DeTulio, though, is right there. He's going to try to get back at him if he can. Becklin right behind those two.
Trying to figure what driver may have had the trouble. We'll try to see which one when they come back around. What might have went off at 6 and has that high level lap. Garcia just knocking out the laps here right now. Just 17.2, 17.3s. Half a second faster than Douglas. Good stuff. Just nailing it.
5-second lead now.
Wow. Well, let's see what Costello can do. Right now he's got open racetrack. He's 2.7 seconds behind Max Taylor for P3. But we still got 9 laps to go. So that's a lot of laps for Costello to potentially reel in Max Taylor. And listen, all the talk in this class about dealing with aero wash. That was great stuff for Michael Costello. Pushed him hard, went to the outside of turn number 2, held him to the outside, held him down to the inside, was able to get the run. DeTulio defended to the inside. Costello went even farther to the right. I like that. That was an aggressive move for Michael Costello, saying, listen, I am getting this pass done here. It's late in the race, but I want to go to P7. Good for him. Lined up all 4 turn 3 cars are lined up behind him now. DeTulio, Becklin, Durst, and Golan. The issue for Montier, as we know, he's down a lap, but those 3 drivers currently running in the 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th positions. Tyke Durst looking for another top 10 here as well. He's got 1.6 seconds on Golan. I'm interested in looking at lap times here with Costello to see what he's got. Does he have enough pace to potentially think about reeling in Max Taylor? It would have to be, 2, 3, 4 tenths of a second a lap, at least 3 tenths of a second a lap.
Taylor just set his best lap of the race, and he is closing down on Ariel Elkin. So I don't think Taylor's looking in his mirrors. He's looking forward. That
was a very quick answer to that question, John. Does Costello have what it takes? Yeah, he turned to 1:18.2, a pretty good lap time, but he was 3 tenths off of Taylor, who was 2 tenths ahead of Elkin. Yeah, he's only a half a second back. So this could be a fight here again for P5 as Max Taylor, again, one of the drivers still in the mathematical contention. And listen, if you're in the top 5, top 6, the mathematical contention, can you win the championship? Yes, but you're still fighting for 2nd and 3rd.
Sure.
Right? There is money for 2nd and 3rd as well. The prestige of being able to be there on the podium at the championship celebration on the Monday after Portland as well. So, top 3 is something you can obviously take that trophy home and say, listen, I was one of the best drivers in this category in this specific year. And there are drivers. Guess who did not win a USF Pro 2000 champion but finished 2nd instead? Pato O'Ward.
Yep.
He finished 2nd to Aaron Telitz. So Pato, who has gone on to become, of course, one of the outright stars of the NTT IndyCars, finished 2nd in his year running in what was then the Pro Mazda series, USF Pro 2000 back in those days. So indeed, finishing 2nd does not mean you're not going IndyCar racing, that's for sure. It just means that you weren't able to get the job done at that point. And it was his teammate Aaron Telitz in a Team Pelfrey 1-2. They had a fantastic year. And there it is right there. We just saw a shot of that, how close they are. There's the 2 drivers, Cooper Becklin closing up on Alessandro DeTulio as well. Last time by, they were separated by about a 10th. Costello actually went quicker by 2 tenths, almost 3 tenths from Taylor. He's only, where is he back now? He's 2.7 back. It's not going to happen, I don't think, for Costello unless we have Elkin and Taylor racing. But again, both those drivers turning 18 flats on that last lap. Taylor up on it, trying to close in. That's DeTulio and Becklin. Then Durst. Tyke Durst has really come on strong, John, in the last couple of years. It was a kind of a debut year in USF Pro 2000 last year. Had a couple of top 10s. Man, this year he's had some really good runs. He's had some bad luck as well. I'm not going to say that. A lot of bad luck. Got taken out, I'm told, in that first race. We saw him do that spin down in turn number 4 and 5. Contact from behind sent him around there. So we'll clarify that was not Tyke's mistake there. He's had those kind of issues, which is why he's back in 16th spot in the points. It probably could be a lot higher.
Beginning, we're seeing lots of cars setting personal bests here as we see near the end of all of these races. As the fuel burns off, These cars get faster and faster. That's a real testament to the Continental Tires, too.
Indeed it is, right? They'll last that distance, 30-lap distance. We're going to be 5 to go when they come back around. The key battles we were kind of looking at in terms of time. This is the first one here. We'll key on it because it's visual. This is Cooper Becklin trying to line up Alessandro DeTulio. Becklin taking a big run down. Does he have what it takes to go by his teammate?
Side by side.
He's going to go on the outside. Hold on. Not quite enough. Tulio holding him back to 44 and the 2. But I like the challenge here from Cooper Becklin, going at his teammate who has won 3 races, won 3 of the first 4 races on the season. Hasn't had the season since then. Would be surprised to see Alessandro Di Tullio move to the Indy Next Series in 2026 as well, although he may want to come back with turn 3, put another full season in here and try to win a championship. Yeah, I feel like Taylor a little bit closer, 0.6 of a second. Yeah, maybe, again, a 10th faster. Yeah, a little closer.
Yep.
Yeah, not much though. Although, Costello again, 3 or 4 tenths of a second faster. Costello was the second fastest driver on the racetrack there, only to his teammate Max Garcia. A 1:17.28 for Garcia, a 1:17.49 for Costello. That car is coming alive. With open racetrack here, he's 2.3 seconds back of Taylor now.
But Taylor still has designs on Elkin. He's still about a 10th quicker. He's got that interval down to about 0.6 of a second.
Costello was able to get by Di Tullio. Does Taylor have it on Elkin? Can he try that outside run in turn number 2? Maybe kind of copycat how the strategy worked for Costello. This is the lead. We'll just wait here for the second place driver, or not. Like, oh, wow, 7.1 seconds. And again, this is what we talk about when we say confidence. These drivers start winning races, they start believing in themselves, they start knocking out these lap times. Garcia's been banging out 1:17.2s lap after lap after lap. You have the confidence in the race car, the team believes in you. The engineers start to listen maybe a little more to what you say and what kind of car you want. Not, hey, this is what won last year, go drive this car. I really like it like this. Start of the season, they may say, how about you just try the way it works right now? But, you know, when you start winning a bunch of races, you develop that dynamic, that, that language with your engineer. All right, you want this? All right, well, let's give it. Maybe that it'll work better for you and your style. Right now, everything going in the right way for Max Garcia. 6th win of the season potentially coming up here with 4 laps to go.
He reminds me a lot of a young Kyle Kirkwood.
Yeah, you know, another Florida driver who came up running through the karting ranks, through the cadet karting ranks, through junior. Yep. No doubt about it. When you see drivers who are able to come away with big wins and maybe have the mindset of knowing when to battle. Like, there were times last year where Max Garcia, like I said, didn't go on a winning streak at the end of the season, but he was bringing home these 3rd, 4th, 5th place finishes. One of the things I always talk about with Kyle Kirkwood is there were times where he may have not qualified on the pole, but somehow he was the guy that came out with the lead over the first lap. Yeah. Others would have chaos, and he would just slide through. His ability to find the hole, to be in the right place at the right time, to be able to size up a situation and come out on the top side through 2000, through Pro 2000, not just what he did. I don't know how he would do it. All of a sudden, the camera would come over and Kyle would be the leader. You're like, how did that happen when you start P3? So, again, a little bit of that for Max Garcia. When you start up front, you don't have to worry about it. But last year, I think, again, very much what you're saying, John, that he had that vision of what he wanted to see the race play out like, and he kind of knew where he needed to be. I'll tell you this, Taylor has dropped off on Elkin. This is no longer an Elkin-Taylor battle. It's a Taylor-Costello battle. Yep. Costello now up here on the wheel. He was a half a second faster than Taylor. He is almost the fastest driver on the racetrack. Garcia only quicker by a 10th. Costello has already made a move. Can he get up in to P6? Michael Costello up on the wheel. 8th place in points. Very likely get a chance to move up into the 7th place. With the result he has right now. Here's that fight a little bit further back as well. That's Brienza going at it with the 22 of Monteiro. They're having some fun together. Both those drivers a lap back. Why not get at it and battle it out with each other?
Sure. Battle for 14s. What the heck?
Go for it.
Yeah, you bet.
It's whether or not we're going to have a battle here. Yeah, look at right in front of us here on start finish. We're seeing it. Costello up on the wheel again. Lap 28, 2 laps remain for Max Garcia to come away with another victory here. I want to see lap times with Taylor and Costello. He was a half a second faster on that last lap. They're all coming through to put lap 28 in. Just waiting for live timing to update for you. Max Garcia is going to see the white flag the next time by. Costello is quicker by 0.2 of a second. He's only a half a second back. That's going to be the only battle we have on the racetrack, I think, here that means anything to the end as they fight for 6th. Both these drivers rookies in this USF Pro 2000 program. Costello very likely back here next year, and he's going to be a driver to beat. I'll tell you that right now. He will be one of the drivers to beat, having getting that first season under his belt. Here comes Garcia, though, up through out of Thunder Valley. He's going to see that white flag. And as it stands right now, another full 33-point haul. He's led all the laps so far, qualified on pole, has fast lap of the race, unless his teammate pulls it away from him here at the very end. Let's see Costello coming down through the carousel. He's closing up on Taylor.
Mossman a little resurgent on Matt Clark. He just set his personal best.
There's the leader through turn number 2. You'll see them climb the hill. Nothing for Jacob Douglas. Another strong run for Jacob Douglas. But yeah, there's that 3rd, 4th battle. Mossman pushing hard. He's only a couple of car lengths behind. Same goes for Costello. Look at him go deep on the brakes here. Can he get the car to rotate? Does he have the best car here at the end of the race, Costello? We'll see. Garcia says, hey, guess what, guys? I'm going to try to go below 17. I already have the fast lap of the race. What do you think about a 1:16.9? Okay. Wow. He was 7/10 quicker than Douglas on that last lap. Garcia.
9-second lead right here. It's just,
this kid's on.
It's otherworldly.
Cruise control.
He is something really special.
Out of turn number 9 up to turn 10 and 11. Garcia with battles behind him potentially brewing. Looking to grab his 6th win of the season to sweep it here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. Out of 12 and 13, back-to-back jacks on a Saturday for Max Garcia. 2 wins for the Pabst Racing driver, extends his point lead. Garcia dominant in race number 2. Solid run for Jacob Douglas. Coming home to 2nd. Another podium for Mac Clark. What a year it's been for Mac. Frankie Mossman coming home in 4th. Ariel Elkin 5th. Taylor just able to hold off Costello. Costello got close, but just not quite enough. Taylor 6th, Costello 7th, Tulio 8th, Cooper Becklin 9th, and Tyke Durst rounding out the top 10. And the drivers battling here at the very end. I love it. Brienza, Montiero, and Logan Adams across the line. Brady Golan coming home 11th. Good finish for Carson Etter in 12th spot. Adams in 13th. Brienza, Montiero, Manson, Chilks, and Garcia Arce. Yeah, listen, Max Garcia is putting a stamp on this series. Obviously he's going to, we could say now, essentially cruise to the championship. He's probably finished 10th in the rest of the races and still lock things down. He's going to have less than 80 points he's going to need to lock things down. He'll likely be able to do it in Toronto unless somebody steps up. The bottom line is you're seeing a very special young driver out here right now, and I think that's the key. Race fans here at Mid-Ohio, they know they're racing. We know that. They love IndyCar. They know these drivers when they come through. This is a kid you're going to see coming up through next, all the way into IndyCar in the next couple of years.
No question about it.
Well, John, I'm going to let you go one more time through the order. I'll work my way down to victory lane, and then, my friend, I will see you tomorrow morning.
Thanks, Rob. It's always a pleasure to have you and your crew here with us. Put on some fantastic races for us to support Indy Next and, of course, the NTT IndyCar Series. Max Garcia taking the win in commanding fashion. Margin of victory just shy of 10 seconds. Jacob Douglas in 2nd spot as a sweep of the top 2 steps of the podium for Pabst Racing. Matt Clark, a great redemption after his tough break this morning's race, finishing 10th. After dropping all the way to the back after contact in the early stages. Frankie Mossman put the pressure on right till the end, but comes home in 4th spot. Ariel Elkin, also another impressive drive, finishing in 5th. Max Taylor comes home in 6th. Michael Costello 7th. Alessandro DiTullio in 8th. Cooper Becklin in 9th, and Tyke Durst rounding out the top 10. Brady Golan and Carson Etter got around Logan Adams right at the end to take 11th and 12th. Adams, the last car on the lead lap, in 13th. But Max Garcia, once again, cool as a cucumber as he comes into victory circle. Getting that helmet and the Hans device off. Once again, the winner's hat goes to a smiling Max Garcia as the young Floridian, definitely impressing me. I'm sure a lot of other people here this weekend having a look at this young man and saying, I think I'd like him on my team next year. Max Garcia sweeping the weekend here at Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course and extending his points lead. Big hug for his crew. Showing what it takes to be a star of the future.
Thank you, John. Wrapping things up for the drivers here in the USF Pro 2000 program here, all part of the PFC Grand Prix of Mid-Ohio. Again, these drivers now focusing forward to a doubleheader in Toronto before we head to Portland to cap off the season. Championship obviously looking all but locked up right now for the driver who is coming away with the win here today, but nonetheless, we got to celebrate the three drivers who put in the performances to get here in race number 2. Finishing in third spot, folks, the Canadian driver for Exclusive Autosport, Mac Clark. Great run for Mac after the issues of race number 1, fighting his way back. Yet another podium. The only driver to rival him in terms of the podiums this year is the guy up top in the points. Mac has had a fantastic season for Exclusive Autosport. Coming home in second position, kind of ran alone by himself out there, but did a great job with it. Pabst Racing's Jacob Douglas finishing in second today. Excellent job for the Indianapolis Motor Speedway winner from earlier in the season, Jacob coming home in second. But the driver, again, folks, we watched him put on the dominance to come with a championship last year in USF 2000. He is now your outright point leader with a chance to clinch it in Toronto. The winner today from Pabst Racing, put your hands together for Max Garcia. The wins are racking up here, Max, and obviously this was a good one as well. You were able to get out early and defend from a restart. Just tell me, first off, how good was this race car? Because you laid down a 119.9 late in the run.
Oh, it was just so good, and for like 20 laps, we were just managing, and then, I don't know, I was pushing at the end, whatever.
What are your thoughts right now on the championship? Is it in your mind at all, or is it just go out there and win races?
I want to win 4 more.
That's it, right? There you go. He wants to win 4 more to finish the season in style. Who do you want to thank?
All the Paps, they're just incredible. My family, and Advanced Auto Parts for making this happen.
Well done. Get back up on top of the podium. 6 wins on the season now for this young driver from Coconut Grove, Florida. And he is your outright point leader with a great opportunity to clinch the championship when we get to Toronto for the Honda Indy Toronto on those streets. Although, as we said, always a tough place to race. The challenge there. Peril around every corner. Nonetheless, these 3 drivers here you're seeing on the podium right now, like as I talked about in the broadcast, all 3 of these drivers I think are next ready. They have done the job they need to do to show what they have on the racetrack. Of course, Jacob Douglas, a winner at Indianapolis. Mac Clark looking for that first win here of the year, but no one other than Max Garcia has touched the amount of podiums this guy has laid out. Mac Clark is just unbelievably consistent out front. That win, of course, coming around the corner, could be the home race win as well in Toronto for Mac Clark. That would be a big one for the young driver out of Ontario. And then what more can you say right now about Max Garcia for Pabst Racing? This team and he gelled a couple of years ago as a 14-year-old driver running in USF 2000, just 16 years of age now. His first year, of course, in USF 2000 2 years ago. Wasn't able to start the season at St. Petersburg, was not old enough yet to run. Then, of course, a full season last year that he stormed to a championship in that category, finishing every lap of the year, and it's continued on. He has not finished outside the top 5 yet this year. In fact, outside the top 4, if I get really specific, because 4th place finishes are his worst results here of 2025. And indeed, as I said, the points keep adding up. It's not going to take much at Toronto for him to lock things down and win that championship early. Otherwise, we'll go to Portland to cap it all off there. Remember, folks, trackside here, we got one more race coming tomorrow morning. We'll fire things up with USF 2000, the back end of their triple header. We've got a couple of wins there already. Caleb Gaffaro with the win. Jack Jeffers with a victory. Do we get another repeat winner, or do we get a third different winner on the weekend? Guys, let's grab that champagne here right now. Stop chatting up there. Grab the bubbly. Let's have some fun. Grip it, rip it, guys. It's champagne time here. You can go after those suits. They're going to the dry cleaner after this anyways. The celebration here in Victory Lane for the second race, our USF Pro 2000. Congratulations, drivers. Well done. Again, the win goes to Max Garcia. Second spot to Jacob Douglas. Third to Matt Clark. What a fantastic day of action here today, folks. Thank you so much, race fans. We appreciate it. Those of you who've been watching on the YouTube channel, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for the commentary on the chat. I always love to hear from the passionate race fans who follow the USF Pro Championships. Otherwise, that wraps up a Saturday here at the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course. We're back with USF 2000 in the morning. Thank you so much for tuning in, folks. On behalf of Anderson Promotions and Continental Tire, my name's Rob Howden. Bye for now.